Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about moss balls and why they are canceled and you need to destroy them if you have them. I know this sounds extremely dramatic and kind of unreal, but I promise you I'm being 100% serious, and this is actually a very serious topic. So if you're not aware of this already, if you have a moss ball, if you know someone who has Marimo moss balls, then I would recommend you watch this and also watch the video in its entirety, because I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of very important information, and you can't just throw them away. You have to properly dispose of them by literally destroying them. And you also have to properly sanitize your aquarium afterwards if you're going to keep your aquarium running. I'm gonna get into it. There's just a lot to go over. Also, this is kind of old news. This kind of came out a couple months ago, but I just recently found out about it, and I also made a TikTok about it that a lot of people were commenting on, saying they had no idea. So I wanted to make a YouTube video about it as well, just to try and spread this information more. But if you've heard about this a couple months ago and you're like, Tyler, why are you bringing it up now? This is old news. I just want to make this video to kind of try to share it and spread the information more for anyone who hasn't heard about it yet. But this is kind of old news, but still very important to know if you haven't heard about it yet. So anyways, you only have to worry about this if you've purchased your moss ball after February 1st of 2021. If you purchase your moss ball before February 1st, then you do not have to worry about it. Also, everything I'm saying comes from the United States Fish and Wildlife website, so I'll link their article down below. The issue with these Marimo moss balls since February 1st is they have been found to contain zebra mussels. So the issue with zebra mussels is they are one of the most invasive and destructive species in North America. So the fact that they have been found in moss balls, which people have in their aquariums all across the United States, literally everywhere, all over the world, is very bad. So the issues with zebra mussels, they disrupt the food chain, they can smother native mussels, they change the water chemistry, which can cause more blue and green algae outbreaks or an offensive taste. They clog water intake structures, delivery systems, and other infrastructure, and they also litter their sharp shells across beaches. They reproduce at a very rapid rate, so they can become an issue very quickly. And the big concern here is that the mussels that are found in the moss balls will end up in the aquarium, end up in the water, and then when people do water changes or throw away their moss balls, they make their way into the waterways and then into different bodies of water where they reproduce, and then they literally just completely mess up the ecosystem. So you might be wondering, how do I know if my moss balls are contaminated? How do I know if they're okay? So as of April 7th, 46 states have reported that they've found contaminated moss balls. It's pretty safe to say that all moss balls are at risk of being contaminated, whether you live in the United States or even other countries, because most moss balls are sourced from the same place. You also might be wondering, can I just check the moss ball? Like, if I haven't seen any zebra mussels in my moss balls, am I fine? And the answer to that is no, because the larvae of zebra mussels are so small that you cannot see them with just your naked eye. Once you put your moss ball in your aquarium, the zebra mussels can be in your substrate or in the water, in the filter. Like, they could really be anywhere in your aquarium, not just the moss ball. And yeah, you can't see the larvae easily with your naked eye. So even if you don't see any mussels in your tank, they might still be there. So it's really important that if you have a moss ball from February 1st and after that, that you need to properly dispose of it and decontaminate your tank. So the ways it lists that you can destroy your moss balls are as such. Place the moss ball into a sealable plastic bag and freeze it for at least 24 hours. You can boil the moss ball by placing it in boiling water for at least 1 full minute, or you can submerge the moss ball in regular unscented bleach diluted to 1/3 cup per gallon of water for 10 minutes, or undiluted white vinegar for 20 minutes. And also, make sure you only use either bleach or vinegar. Don't mix them together because you're gonna gas yourself out. I just wanna make sure to make that clear as well. So then, as far as your aquarium goes, unfortunately, you are going to have to completely disassemble it and decontaminate everything. So you need to take all of the fish and any living organisms that are in your aquarium and put them in a separate quarantine tank. Remove contaminated water from the tank and sterilize it by adding a 1/3 cup of bleach for each gallon of water, and let it sit for 10 minutes, and then dispose the sterilized water down a household drain. And then you need to clean the aquarium using one of the following methods. There's a hot water method. Use water that is 120 degrees Fahrenheit to flush and coat the tank and all accessories and surfaces for at least 2 minutes. Salt water. Make a saline solution using 1/2 cup of salt per gallon of water and soak aquarium substrate, rocks, decor, and filter media in salt solution for at least 24 hours. Dispose of the treated water in a household drain and rinse all items prior to setting up the aquarium. And then you can also use a bleach disinfection method by mixing a 1/3 cup of bleach per gallon of water. Soak aquarium substrate, rocks, decor, and filter media in the bleach solution for at least 10 minutes. Rinse all the items off before setting up the aquarium again. Dispose of previously used filter media and replace with new media. Again, I'm gonna link the article down below, so all this information is right in this article, so you can reference it. Other questions I've gotten are, can you quarantine the moss ball and just wait and see if you see zebra mussels? Again, since the larvae are so small and it's hard to detect, it's really just recommended to, just incinerate your moss ball, just completely destroy it, because you don't want to take any risks. This is a very serious situation. And when I made my TikTok, of course I got a ton of comments that were like, I'm not destroying my moss ball. Like, I love my moss ball. And I'm sorry, but this isn't a situation where you need to value a ball of algae over releasing an extremely invasive species into your local waterways, you know? Like, let's try to prioritize here a little bit. Another question I got a lot was, well, if I do water changes, can't I just sterilize the water by pouring bleach in it before I dump it out? Like, do a water change into a bucket, pour bleach in there, and then dump it out. And yes, I guess you technically could just do that, but I don't know why you would want to go through the effort of every time you do a water change, you have to like sterilize the water before you throw it away. To me, it would just make a lot more sense to just completely sterilize everything and be over with, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore, as opposed to just condemning yourself to this tedious process that makes water changes a lot more difficult than they have to be. Maybe it's not that big of a deal to you, but I feel like after a while you're gonna get sick of doing that. And to me, it would just make more sense to just get rid of the moss ball, sterilize everything, and have it be over with, and just not take any risks at all. And a lot of pet stores actually don't even sell moss balls anymore because of this. But I know there are still some places out there that still sell the moss balls. But just know, even if you go into the store and see a moss ball for sale, it's not safe. Don't go buy them. So yeah, that is my video about why you need to destroy your moss balls. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video to be helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new here. My social media links will be down in the description below. I will see you guys in my next video, and don't forget to incinerate your moss balls.